Hi there, wonderful awakening beings and spiritual souls. Jo Rose of JoRose.com, numerologist and energy forecaster. In this video, I want to continue on with the essence number and what we are using to get to that number. Now, in my previous video, check the link below, I talked about the essence number, and I've also talked about the essence number versus the personal year number. The other name given to some of this calculation are the transit numbers. So let's just take a look back at this and continue to where my last video left off. I'm working with the name Anne Belinda Charles, and in the previous video I created this table for you. All letters have a numeric value, and that is the chart up the top here, which is the chart we use in calculating the numeric energy for each of the numbers. Here we had the chart I created, and some people have asked me about this top line. This line here is the age. So it was easier to write it this way down because of space. I would have probably ended at age 10 if I'd have done it the other way. So this is 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and so on, and I ended at 18. And an example I used in the previous video was age 16, 1 and 6, 16. So that's what this line means. This line is all to do with the first name. And the first name, when we look at the transit numbers, the first name is the physical energy that we're using at that point in time. The middle name is the mental energy that we're using at that time. And the third line, which is the surname, the last name, is the spiritual energy. Now, some people do not have a middle name, and that's okay. The energy would be double emphasized from the surname, although it would not be used as part of the calculation. Some people have several names between the given name, the first name, and the family name, and that's okay. What you would do there is add all the names together. So if Anne Belinda Charles had a second middle name or a third middle name, we would have just gone, let's say for example, I don't know what kind of name I'm going to give this lady now. Let's say it was Belinda, Emily, Sarah. So what we would do is would work the same format, but it would be Belinda, Emily, Sarah, and we'd go round again, Belinda, Emily, Sarah, like we've done here with Anne, where it starts again. I hope I've cleared up some of your questions that you've asked me. Now let's take a further look at this. So when I did the calculation and I explained, and in Anne's case, she's born into a personal year 3, and her first essence number was a 6. Check out the video below to explain that further. But making up that 6 are the transit numbers. And here we have A, which is 1, B, which is 2, and the C, which is 3. So if we wanted to understand deeper what's causing Anne to behave the way she is, bear in mind she's a 0 to 1 year old at this stage, we'd have to look at these numbers. And so this one, A, while it is the physical energy, and understand that everything is connected and impacts and influences. You influence the day of another person, you influence the weather, you influence the energy anywhere you are, because everything is energy. And when energies come together, they either flow together or they cause a pressure, hence we have storms and so on. But here we have the physical energy for Anne, and if I was to say what this energy was bringing forth, it's a mental approach to her physical activity. So think twice, do once. I used to teach people how to sew, and I would say measure twice, cut once. The same with anything, measure twice, cut once, because if you make that mistake and you've cut it, you've got a bigger problem to solve. The little extra time it takes to measure twice is well worth it at the end of the day. And yeah, we can get blasé and we can still make mistakes, but that's just kicking us back into alignment by the universe. So what we've got here is while it's the physical aspect we're looking at, the physical body, the physical environment needs a mental approach. So it does need some thinking. Moving on to the second transit, and in this case, it's a bee, and we're looking at the mental approach. However, what's come up here, because it's the bee, it's an emotional attitude. So what I want to say is, while making a mental decision, Anne would need to emotionally connect to herself and see what it is that her body is really telling us. You know, at the end of the day, what we really need to be doing is getting in tune with ourselves. We are connected to source and all the answers are downloaded, but we've been so distracted in the dense energy of the systems of our world, our countries, our families, that it is stopping us really tuning to who we are. Just look at your pets. They will tell you when they're really sick. They'll want to go outside. They'll want to lay on the earth. They'll want to do what they instinctively and intuitively know to be their truth. So, like I said, the bee energy here in the mental is suggesting that perhaps Anne is a little shy, wanting to have love, wanting to feel supported and protected, emotionally sensitive. And the last one, the spiritual one, in this case, Anne has a C here. And again, that's back to being expressive and creative. So when we think about children, and I guess in this case, Anne's a little bit too young, we can move on to teenagers or toddlers, where they begin to push the boundaries. They're experimenting, they're testing their four bodies, their physical, emotional, mental and spiritual body, to begin to find out who they are. As a soul, we're whole and complete, and we've chosen to come to earth and be confined in this body, in this location, and it's for us to adapt to our environment, but not forgetting that we are really a soul having a human experience. These three are added up and they create the expression number. So, the essence number. And if I've said expression anywhere else along, when I do the transcript in the comments, if you put transcribe on, you will see that I've altered it to say essence. I'm not all there. I've had a lot of things going on in my life this last couple of weeks, and I'm hoping that I've managed to cover all of this. If you feel like you've still got questions, please leave comments below. I love answering your questions, albeit if they're a little bit delayed at the moment. I will get back to your questions. And if you've got any different questions about anywhere to do with anything that perhaps I could assist via numerology and energy, again, leave a comment in the link below. I am going to create a new group of videos, and they're about the life path number. And while I want to go off and explain that in this video, I'm going to stop it there. Press the bell so you stay notified. Subscribe, please. And thank you so much. I've got to 401 subscribers right now, and I'm feeling blessed and humble that people have taken the time out to subscribe and want to know what I'm offering. What I do know from numerology is it is your code book. It explains everything about you. And while it may seem a little bit out there, if we could understand, we don't know what we don't know. Do you know that at one time the colour blue never existed? And that's because it was never given a label. When we give something a label, somehow the mental mind can research it and find out more. For me, numerology saved my life. It's given me a support system that I couldn't find in the physical world. And for that, I'm truly grateful as well. So if you've enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, share, leave comments. I really want to be there as an inspirational light, because you each have an amazing destiny before you. Thank you. Jo Rose of JoRose.com.